Colorado State's Mountain West campaign is complete. They end up 17-1, and they finished off in fine style. A victory here over Fresno State and on the road at San Diego State. Matthew Wozniak with Tom Hilbert. Coach, now that it's wrapped up, we'll talk about your thoughts as a whole. But first, go back to Fresno State. That was a match where you swept the Bulldogs 3-0, but it was a balanced attack. You weren't one-dimensional. You were feeding it all over the place to a lot of different players, weren't you?
Yeah, we did, and we wanted to do that. We're trying to work on a lot of balance and work on some different things with people. I thought Katie Oleksak was outstanding in that match. And, you know, we put ourselves in a position to get controllable balls on defense, which allowed us to do some things transition-wise too, which was good. So, we did what we wanted to do. I thought Fresno had some players that competed with us pretty well, but you know, they're the second highest blocking team in the conference, and we were able to really do a pretty nice job on them offensively.
Well, interestingly enough, Colorado State is the #1 blocking team in the conference, and you look at the stats for that, nobody was really getting a whole lot of blocks. It was one in the back rows. Well, you mentioned Katie Oleksak, 44 assists for her on the night, but she also had 5 kills. It must have been contagious. Everyone's trying to get the ball down. I know you wanted to be a little bit more offensive-minded. Is she starting to get into that role and, dumps over the top and finding open spaces?
She's doing that, and she's listening to game plans and trying to look for matchups that work for us, which is really good. So she's doing what she needs to do. She's a very, very advanced player for her age.
So Colorado State goes on for the season finale in the Mountain West to San Diego State. Obviously, first time the Rams saw Fresno State. It's the first time they see San Diego State, and it ends the season for you. So you go on the road here, and this was another tight one. All these seem to go around 20 points, 25-20, but it was end-game runs that made the difference.
In every single set. And I think we were behind in every single set.
Sure.
But our side-out game was good. We needed to be better as a serving team after the Fresno match, and in San Diego we were a good serving team because San Diego State's the best passing team in the league statistically, and we were making them uncomfortable, making them set people they don't want to set, but they still were playing very, very well up until about point 20 of each of the sets, and then we were able to take it away from them. And I think that's maturity, competitiveness on our part, and it was really good to see, and it's good for your team to go through those kind of matches.
Yeah, that brings a lot of confidence out, especially when you're going into elimination play in the tournament. 8-0 point runs at the end of sets are pretty spectacular. Okay, let's talk about your middles this time. In this San Diego State match, the block redeveloped, 10 blocks to 3 versus the Aztecs. Did you make any changes, or was just the matchup that you had?
I think it was just us being dialed in at the right times on what we needed to do. I think that's really what it is. And San Diego State statistically is not one of the greatest blocking teams in the world, although they have some players who are physical, so you can't just go right at them. But we had a good plan again, and there were certain matchups. Their setter we could hit over, one of their outside hitters we could hit over, and Katie did that.
Yep. And Paulina Hogard Jensen hits 500, I believe, in that match. And unfortunately, I don't know what you have to do to win a Mountain West Player of the Week honor offensively. If you're going to hit, she's top 3 in the country in hitting percentage. That's an inside joke, and it's over. We'll move on from that. But her performance has just been rock solid, rock steady. And then you got Jasmine Hanna, Brianna Reynolds back and forth. Brianna was great against Fresno, and then Jasmine Hanna was great against Fresno. Brianna was great against San Diego State. All these weapons are starting to coalesce. How do you feel about your offensive attack going into the postseason?
Well, we've got weapons in every spot. So it's just a matter of can we play a match where all of them are hot? That's really what it's going to be like. If we can play a match where all of them are hot, where we can serve and pass the ball well, we can beat a lot of teams. But that's asking for a lot as a coach. You never have these situations where everybody's great all the way through. But if we do, we got a chance to do some special stuff.
And I'm jumping ahead already. Colorado State still has one non-conference match left over. It's coming up this weekend, Saturday. Walk us through the game plan. What are our fans going to see on your senior day and trophy presentation?
Well, it's a noon match, which is a different time. We'll begin the match with our senior night, where we honor all 5 of our seniors. Okay. We'll play the match against UC Davis, who's a pretty good team, and then at the end of the match, they'll do the Mountain West trophy presentation. to our whole team. So it should be a fun match, and we've saved it for this so that all of the parents that are coming in for senior night can be there, and I think it'll be a really fun event, and one that I think people are going to want to see, because this is a special group and they need to come out and see them.
Yeah, bottom line is get there early, because the senior presentations are happening pre-match. So don't roll in at 12 and be like, hey, when's the show start?
Right.
It'll be over. Like, get here early to Moby Arena. Get your tickets at csurams.com. Finally, big events on Sunday as well, the NCAA Selection Show. I'm not going to ask you to look into your crystal ball. Let's give people details on how they can join your team in the celebration.
Well, they can come over to the Mayor of Old Town at 6 o'clock. We'll start the festivities. The show comes on ESPNU at 7 o'clock. We'll be showing it in there with volume, and then we'll talk. We'll have remarks before the show. We'll have remarks after the show to talk about where it is we'll be sent. So it's very, very unlikely we're going to host. But who knows? We could go anywhere.
Yep, that's why I don't like to play that game. I don't have any idea what's in the head of other people, let alone my own most of the time. Final question for you as we look at the Thanksgiving holiday. What is the Hilbert, I know you like to cook a lot, what is the Hilbert recipe that is always on a Thanksgiving Day table?
I would say probably that my stuffing muffins.
Ooh.
I make stuffing, put them in a muffin, and bake it like a muffin. So it's not like stuffing out of a bowl. It's a stuffing muffin.
A stuffing muffin. Okay, well, if you want to get the recipe to Hilbert's stuffing muffins, you'll have to come to Senior Day on Saturday. Right. Maybe corral him at the end of the day.
Maybe I'll send out little cards.
The more the merrier. If that's what it takes to get him in the gym to celebrate these great seniors, I'm all for it. Coach, thanks.
Thank you.
See you back here on a Saturday for Senior Day. Get your tickets at csurams.com. Back next week for all the update. Find out where the Rams go to play in the NCAA tournament next week. See you then.